The year isn't over yet. No matter what you've been through, no matter how heavy your burdens feel, God is still at work. He hasn't forgotten about you. He sees your struggle, hears your prayers, and knows the desires of your heart.
Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. God is not done. There's more ahead, and the rest of the year will be better for you. Trust that God is working in ways you can't see right now. He's preparing breakthroughs and blessings beyond your imagination. Hold on. God will work it out for you. You may feel like this year has drained your strength, left you weary, and tested your faith beyond measure. But remember this, every season of struggle is followed by a season of renewal. Just as the winter turns into spring, your life is about to blossom in ways you couldn't have foreseen. God never wastes pain. He uses it to grow you, to prepare you, and to lead you into something greater. What seems like a delay is actually divine preparation. The rest of this year is filled with hope, and God is already working behind the scenes to make it better. It's easy to feel discouraged when things don't happen according to our timeline. But God's timing is not ours. It is perfect. What you thought should happen earlier, God saw fit to delay because He knows exactly when it will have the greatest impact. Trust that He has aligned everything for your good. The doors that didn't open were protecting you from harm, and ones that will open are meant to lead you into His best. The rest of the year will unfold with purpose, and you'll look back amazed at how perfectly God worked it out. Sometimes we limit ourselves by only expecting blessings in the ways we imagine. But God is a God of surprises. He does exceedingly abundantly above all we could ask or think. That situation that seems impossible. Watch as God turns it around in an unexpected way. The breakthrough you've been praying for. It's coming, but not how you thought. The rest of the year will bring miracles that will leave you in awe. Don't be surprised when the answer comes from a place you never expected. God delights in working through the impossible. The year may have come with loss of peace, opportunities, or relationships. But God is a God of restoration. He promises to restore what the enemy has stolen and give back to you in abundance. What you've lost is not the end of your story. In fact, it's the beginning of God's restoration plan. The second half of this year holds the promise of restoration. Believe that God is rebuilding your life in ways that are far beyond your expectation. He is healing wounds, mending hearts, and restoring your faith in His goodness. When the future looks uncertain, it's easy to get lost in worry. But God calls us to have faith beyond what we see. The enemy wants to fill you with doubt to make you believe that nothing will change. But God says, hold on, I'm not finished yet. Your faith in this moment is crucial. Faith isn't about seeing the whole picture. It's about trusting the one who holds it. Trust that God will not only meet your needs, but exceed them in ways you never imagined. The rest of the year is going to unfold in ways that will strengthen your faith like never before. We often come to God with our own plans, our own ideas of how things should be. But God's plans are infinitely greater. He sees the whole picture when we can only see a small part. What you've been hoping for might just be the beginning of what God wants to do in your life. His plans are not just to give you what you need, but to give you more than you ever dreamed. The remainder of this year will be a testimony to His greater plans unfolding. Surrender your plans and watch God exceed your wildest expectations. It's okay to feel weary. It's okay to feel like you've been fighting for too long. But God is your strength when you have none left. He is the lifter of your head and the source of your endurance. You may have thought you couldn't make it this far, but here you are, standing by His grace. And if He brought you this far, He will carry you through the rest. The final months of this year are not something you will have to survive on your own strength. God's power is made perfect in your weakness, and He will strengthen you for every step of the journey. Sorrow may have taken up space in your heart for too long, but joy is coming. God has promised that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. The night season you've been in is fading, and a new day is dawning. The rest of the year is your morning, your season of joy.
It's not just happiness based on circumstances, but deep, abiding joy that comes from knowing God is in control. He will fill your heart with a peace that surpasses understanding and a joy that nothing in this world can take away. God has been faithful in your past, and He will be faithful in your future. Look back at all the times He came through for you when you thought there was no way. Let that remind you that His faithfulness never fails. Even when you can't see it, God is working on your behalf. The rest of this year will be a testament to His unfailing love and faithfulness. Hold on to His promises, because what He has spoken will come to pass. Your story is far from over, and the next chapter will be filled with His miraculous hand at work. The seeds of faith, prayer, and perseverance that you have sown throughout this year are about to bear fruit. God sees every tear, every prayer whispered in the quiet, and every moment of faith when doubt tried to creep in. He is not unjust to forget your labor of love. The rest of the year will be your harvest season. What you have sown in faith, you will reap in joy. God's blessings are on their way, and they will overtake you. Believe that your labor has not been in vain, and watch as God pours out blessings beyond what you can contain. Storms will come, but God's peace will keep you anchored. You may have faced stormy situations that threaten to overwhelm you, but remember, God speaks to the storm. Peace, be still. The waves may rage, but His voice calms them. The rest of this year is not about the absence of challenges, but about the overwhelming peace God will give you in the midst of them. He will be your shelter, your refuge, your safe place. Let His peace guard your heart and mind as you trust Him with every battle you face. No matter how hopeless things may seem now, God promises you a future filled with hope. His word tells us that His plans for us are good, plans to prosper us and not to harm us, plans to give us hope and a future. That means that your best days are not behind you. They are still ahead. Even when the world around you feels uncertain, God's plans remain firm. The rest of this year will unfold with God's hope leading the way. Let go of the fear of the unknown and embrace the certainty of His goodness. Prayer is your lifeline, your connection to the one who holds all things in His hands. Every prayer you've whispered, even the ones in the quiet of your heart, has reached the ears of God. He has heard you, and He is responding. Though it may seem like nothing has changed, trust that God is at work in ways you cannot see. The rest of this year will be a testament to the power of prayer. As you continue to lift your requests to Him, watch as He answers them in His perfect timing and in ways you never expected. Fear may have tried to grip your heart this year, but it will not have the final say. God calls you to walk by faith, not by sight. He asks you to trust Him, even when the path ahead seems unclear. The rest of this year will be about stepping out in faith, knowing that God is with you. When fear tries to creep in, remind yourself that God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Faith will be your guide, and it will lead you into the abundant blessings God has in store for you. God's grace is limitless, and He pours it out on you daily. Even in your weaknesses, His grace abounds. The moments when you feel like you've fallen short are the moments when His grace carries you. The rest of this year will be marked by grace. Grace that lifts you up when you stumble, grace that covers you when you feel inadequate, and grace that empowers you to keep moving forward. His grace is sufficient for you, and it will see you through every challenge ahead. There is freedom in surrender. When we try to control everything, we become wary. But when we surrender it all to God, we find peace. The rest of this year is an invitation to let go and let God. Surrender your worries, your plans, and your fears to Him. He knows what's best for you, and He is working all things together for your good. As you release your grip, you will find that God's hands are already holding everything you need. Trust in His perfect will and experience the blessing that comes from surrendering to Him. God didn't create us to walk through life alone. The journey can feel long and lonely, but He has placed people in your life for a reason. As you enter the rest of this year, lean on the community God has given you. Friends, family, mentors, or your church. Their prayers and encouragement will strengthen you when you feel weak. Don't be afraid to reach out for support. God often speaks through the people around us, using them to remind us of His promises and to help us along the way. You are not alone in this journey. God's favor surrounds you like a shield. The rest of this year will be marked by divine favor. Situations that seemed impossible will shift in your favor because God is with you. His favor will open doors that no one can shut and provide opportunities that seemed out of reach. Expect the unexpected, not because of your own strength, but because of the favor of God that rests on you. As you step forward in faith, know that His favor goes before you, preparing the way and making the crooked paths straight. Through all the ups and downs, one thing remains constant: God's love for you. His love never fails, never wavers, and never diminishes. The rest of this year will be a testament to His unshakable love. Even when you feel unworthy, God's love pursues you. Even when you doubt, His love holds you close. Let His love be your anchor, your comfort, and your guide. No matter what comes your way, you can rest in the truth that God's love will carry you through it all. It's hard to trust the process when you can't see the outcome, but God is not just interested in the destination. He's shaping you through the journey. The challenges you face this year are not wasted. They are part of the process that is preparing you for something greater. The rest of this year will be a continuation of God's refining work in your life. Trust the process, knowing that God's hand is in every detail. He is shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for the blessings to come. What you're going through right now will one day be your testimony. The trials you're enduring, the prayers you're lifting, the faith you're holding on to, all of it is shaping your story. The rest of this year will be the turning point in your testimony. God is working out something powerful in your life that you will one day share with others. Your story will inspire others to trust in God's faithfulness, just as you are learning to trust Him now. Every setback is setting the stage for a comeback that will bring glory to God. This year is not over, and God is still writing your story. The months ahead are filled with redemption, redeeming lost time, lost opportunities, and lost hope. God is in the business of turning things around for His glory. What seemed like a failure will be redeemed into something beautiful. The rest of this year will be a testament to God's redeeming power as He takes what was broken and makes it whole again. Believe that nothing is too far gone for God to restore. As we reach the end of this journey together, remember this: God is not finished with you yet. The rest of this year is brimming with possibilities and promises. Even in the moments when you doubt or feel overwhelmed, know that God is working tirelessly behind the scene. His plans for you are filled with hope, peace, and unimaginable blessings. Hold on to the truth that He will work it all out for your good. Take this message with you as you move forward. Let the reassurance of God's faithfulness fuel your steps, and let the anticipation of His goodness fill your heart. The struggles and trials you faced are just the setup for the incredible breakthrough that is coming. Embrace the journey with faith, knowing that each day brings you closer to the fulfillment of His promises. In the quiet moments of reflection, allow yourself to feel the weight of God's love and His unwavering commitment to your future. Trust that the remaining months of this year will unfold with grace, favor, and new opportunity. What you've prayed for, hoped for, and waited for is on its way, and it will be more than you ever imagined. As we part ways, carry this truth in your heart. God is with you. He's working for you, and He will make this year better than you ever thought possible. Stand firm in His promises, keep your faith strong, and watch in awe as He turns your hopes into reality. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, stay blessed and encouraged.